So apparently while using the Nintendo 64 controller, you weren't actually supposed to use your palms on the joystick according to Nintendo themselves. It was actually a warning. And I'll be honest here, I did not follow that warning at all. Especially when it came to Mario Party games or any other Nintendo 64 games that featured the use of the Joy-Con like that. Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the RoboChan Show, where we take the gaming news format that channels like Spawnwave or Arlo do, add a dash of animation and some cool editing on top to bring you your gaming news, leaks, and rumors in a fresh new way. If you're new here and want to be kept up on everything gaming, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you enjoy the video and dislike if not. In this video, we are going to talk about the latest gaming news that includes some Pokemon leak, a new Mario Party update for the Nintendo Switch Online service, plus an odd warning about that as well from Nintendo, and even some Xbox and Sony news as well about the PSVR headset and Xbox's exclusive problem. So first up, let's talk about the Pokemon Sword and Shield leak. Pokemon Sword and Shield is one of those games that I'm actually pretty excited for. Usually my interest in the Pokemon games has been like, oh, okay, I'll try it out, I think I might enjoy it. But no, I'm actually really excited for this Pokemon game. I like that they're letting you do your own thing in this open world playground. As a fan of open world games, that's what I'm really excited to do and see what the different experience from player to player is. And being excited for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet goes hand in hand with those Pokemon designs as well. So far, I've been loving most of the Pokemon designs that they've been revealing, with my favorite one being the obvious Mega Man inspired Pokemon. The one for Violet though, Scarlet is a bit good, but I think Pokemon Violet takes the cake. And it seems that we may have some new details for the next Pokemon that Pokemon will reveal for these games. Now this new Nintendo Switch leak comes from Riddler Koo, and this is what he says. You better balance the 3 lines simultaneously. Suggestion for trainers who use Mice Family, better catch a lot to collect its forms, it's random. And when asked how many forms this Pokemon will have, he says 2. The possibility to get them is different, 1 is super rare. This Pokemon also doesn't have Parental Bond according to Riddler Koo. Now for those who are wondering what Parental Bond is, it's a Pokemon ability that allows the user to attack twice with the same move in one turn. Something that I would say is pretty useful in battles. Now when talking about another Pokemon that he leaked, he says exclusive riddle, Pink, say hi to your new Titan. Now the picture they used gives an idea of what kind of form this Pokemon is going to have. Pearl Enthusiast sums it up really good and he says no level scaling at all, Mice has 2 forms, the worm Pokemon is segmented. Now for those who don't know this Nintendo Switch leaker, he gives out leaks, but he does that a little bit different from other people. He does them with riddles. And it's up to us to figure that out. So far he's been really good as far as I can tell. If someone has something to say otherwise on that, tell me in the comment section below, but so far he's been good. Now if this does come true, I'll make sure I'll update you guys on the next RoboChan show if this does come true, because there always is a chance that it could just not come true. That's always the reality of these things. And moving on to the next part of the show, we have a new Nintendo 64 game launching on the Nintendo Switch Online service with Mario Party 1 and Mario Party 2, which is just really fantastic. If you guys remember in the last Nintendo Direct, Nintendo dropped a whole bunch of news on new Nintendo 64 games hitting the Nintendo Switch Online service. These included the 2 Mario Party games that we're getting today, and they also dropped a bunch of news for other Nintendo 64 games like the 2 Pokemon Stadium games, 007 hitting the Nintendo Switch, which I'm really excited for. I have a lot of memories on that. And there were some other games as well. Now the interesting thing about Mario Party 1 and 2 is that it comes with a warning, and it says this. Caution, some individuals may experience skin irritation and/or damage the control stick if they rotate it with the palm of their hand. Nintendo recommends the control stick to be rotated with the thumb only. So the whole thing behind this is for those who never played these games back on the Nintendo 64 when they originally released, or even a couple years after that, a lot of people used to play these games in a different way a lot of times to get ahead of the competition. Some of the mini games required you to rotate the joystick really fast, and it was better to use the palm of your hand rather than your thumb. I also used to do this on the GameCube as well with some games. I specifically remember using the GameCube and doing that more on the GameCube with the Mario Party games though, not the Nintendo 64 as much. But I don't remember having any problems with the controllers with the Nintendo 64 or GameCube at all. I'd be curious if any of you guys had any problems with that. Did your joystick break because you were using it like that back in the day, or even with the new controllers that they have for the Nintendo Switch Online service? But that aside, overall, this is really great that they added 2 Nintendo games to the Nintendo Switch Online service and other games to come like 007, and it really makes me wonder if we are going to get other rare games. I think recently a lot of other things have been happening when it comes to these games coming to the Nintendo Switch, whether it be for the Nintendo Switch Online service, like these two Mario Party games, or just Glover 64 as a separate release. I think if we can get other rare games like Conker's Bad Fur Day on the Nintendo Switch Online service, the Nintendo 64 version, or even just a separate release, I think that would be really cool, kind of like Cuphead or something. I don't know, I just want to play Conker's Bad Fur Day really bad. And moving on, let's talk about Xbox and their exclusive problem that they've had for quite some time now. So when it comes to Xbox, ever since the first reveal for the Xbox Series X, I've been interested in the Xbox brand. Though over time, because they haven't been delivering on those exclusives, I've been losing interest. Now keep in mind that I haven't owned an Xbox since the 360 days, and even halfway through that generation, I switched to PS3 anyways. I also had whatever Nintendo console I ended up owning at that time, most likely a 3DS or a DS or something along those lines. Essentially, I switched to PS3, and it more of had to do with because all my friends were on the PS3. My philosophy is go where the games are, and that is more specifically talking about the exclusives. For a long time, I've been saying that Xbox has an exclusive problem. Not only that, but showing gameplay on said exclusives that they say are coming to the platform as well. I think after games like Cyberpunk and Anthem and all of these games that promise something and don't deliver, I think I'm a little bit more wary of all of these people saying that, oh, we have this fantastic game and it's gonna be amazing, and then it doesn't end up being amazing and I get disappointed. So for me, the bare minimum is that we need to see at least some sort of idea of what this game is gonna be, even if it's just gameplay, and even then, sometimes the gameplay doesn't turn out to be what the gameplay is, if you know what I mean. I'm looking at you, Anthem and Cyberpunk. Though Cyberpunk is really fantastic with the updates, I don't think it's anywhere near what they promised. Now, Phil Spencer has some things to say about this kind of conversation, and this is what he said. Speaking to Same Brain on YouTube, Spencer said he understands why players feel frustrated with the lack of major Xbox-only games, with last year's Halo Infinite arguably being the most recent, but noted that 2023 is set to be a big year for the company. He continued, "We're excited about 2023. We've talked a lot about games that are coming up, and those games are tracking well, getting our first real Xbox first-party games out of Bethesda. Having them ship Redfall and Starfield will be a lot of fun." Now again, like I've been saying, and it even says it in his quote, he's been talking about it. Xbox has been talking about these things, but where is the gameplay? You can say anything you want about these games, but until you show me something from these games that are worth showing, by the way, because I still fully believe that the gameplay they showed for Hellblade 2 wasn't the best showcase for the game. Seemed a lot more on rails than actual gameplay in my opinion. My interest still remains low, unlike near launch when it was really high, and over time I've just been losing interest because I'm not seeing games that are worth buying the console for. And don't get me wrong, Game Pass is great and all, but for me, I have a PC, so I can play Game Pass on PC. I have a PS5 and I have a Switch, and I do want an Xbox Series X, but I want a reason to buy it, you know what I mean? I want more than just third-party games. I want those exclusives like Fable, Perfect Dark, Avowed, Starfield, all these huge RPG games, because I love my RPG games and open world games. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I really want to see these games. And I got this really good feeling that once they do show off these games, it's gonna be fantastic. I have a feeling these games are going to be really great, and Xbox is going to be back to where they were in the Xbox 360 days. Again, I switched to PS3, so I missed out on that. I actually missed out on a lot of games just not being interested in Xbox brand overall, and in I think that's like 10 plus years, I'm finally interested in Xbox. Lower now because they haven't been showing gameplay, but I'm still a little bit interested in if they show gameplay on these games and I'm thinking, well, this is fantastic, these games look really fun, then my interest in the Xbox brand is gonna skyrocket again, and I'm gonna be really excited to buy that Xbox Series X. Only this time, the stock is gonna be a lot better, which is really great. When you talk about Xbox and compare them to the output of games on the PS5 and Switch, PS5 has some fantastic exclusives. Nintendo has the portability and fantastic exclusives. Xbox, well, they got Game Pass and a couple exclusives that are good, but they're not mind-blowing good. They're not the things that you would buy a console for, or at least me personally. But yeah, it's good to see Phil Spencer noticing that there is a lack of exclusives and a lot of things, because a lot of people who own an Xbox and are knee-deep in Xbox, if you know what I mean, will come out and be really angry when you say that Xbox needs more exclusives and they need to show more gameplay and stuff. So it's good that even the head of the company notices this. So anybody who wants to jump in the comment section and get angry at even Phil Spencer saying that, yeah, we definitely need to be putting out these exclusives and showing them more and all that kind of stuff, you might as well direct that towards him, because people have been saying this for months and months. And moving on, we have the next topic for the PlayStation VR set, which the price is gonna be more than a PS5, which is a little bit ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be $549, and even in other places, it's gonna be higher than that. That's just the US price. In other places, I'm sure it's gonna be much more than that. Now, since then, a lot of people have been not sitting right with this price. Some people think it's too much, but you have to really think that with the PS4 and the PS4 VR, that was around the same price as the console as well. Now, personally, I don't have any understanding on what goes into these, how much the parts cost and stuff, so I can't say, well, then that was also overpriced as well. The only thing that I can personally say is that $550 is a hell of a lot of money, and it sounds ridiculous on paper that it's going to cost more than the actual system itself. I'm sure there are people who know more about the cost and the prices of the parts and stuff, that what goes into it, and overall how much it's going to cost to produce this thing versus the price when you're actually buying it. So if you know that stuff, tell me in the comment section below, because I'd love to be educated on that, and then maybe even give my thoughts in a second short video. But just outside looking in, it does look really expensive. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on the latest gaming news. Make sure you guys tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. And if not, on your way out, make sure you subscribe for more videos and also have that notification bell on. And if you want to support the channel in any other way, there is my Patreon and Twitter account in the pinned comment if you're interested in those. Oh, and also have this donut if you're still sticking around for me rambling. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.